What is up, guys? It is Slim Thick TCG here. Today I'm going to be going over round 2 of the same sanction tournament that I posted just a little bit ago it was just Gardevoir versus Poltzar, and then this is just what I got paired into round 2, which is going to be Eevee Box. We go down 3 prizes as well here, but with the help of Iono, I'm able to come back from the deficit. So yeah, just gonna go through and explain my thought process, and then just playing the patient long game, which helped me win. We win the coin flip here. It doesn't really matter. They mulligan once, so we do get an extra card. But they want to go first anyway. Unfortunately, he doesn't find a fan Rotom. Does have the 2 hoots in hand anyway, so I think it's just better that he doesn't bench it. Not sure if he's able to find a... I think actually he got bailed out by his top deck, finding a Terra Pokemon. But we actually get a really good start here, able to get 4 Sucking Energy into the discard going first. But yeah, I believe we did have to pitch a Kirlia, though, which later, it doesn't really matter too much, but it just kind of sucked knowing that we could only team Evo into one of them and not willing to really waste a Super Rod getting it back. The hand we research ourselves into is pretty dead, but it gives us options. I believe it was 6 supporters at the time, so we could either just go into Arven, Iono, or research, but I believe I just Iono just because I don't want to research all the supporters away, considering the supporter count's only like 10 in the deck, and we're already down 2 because of the 2 researches. And yeah, so they get Burning Charge off. We just draw into another Ralts and just put it down, just because in the case of like Angel Eye comes out, just being careful of that. I believe we go into the TM Eva, so if they are able to get the Angel Eye off, it would be kind of a struggle, but I believe we find Artazon off the Iono, which we're able to refresh our board a little bit. But yeah, I show him my hand there just to show him how many supporters I got, and yeah, drawn to the Team Eva, which is pretty nice, as well as energy, Artazon as well, just to keep refreshing our board. And yeah, Counter Catcher his Terapagos, even though I did give him 5 new cards, I'm forcing him to use his switch, which forces him to either like find his Latias and put that down, or find or it just makes Mind Bend just stronger, just because he's not able to switch out of that. He has to either flip a coin or hard retreat, which is pretty good, just because they tend to run out of resources, I personally think, and they run out of steam after their explosive turns with Noctowls. He also does pitch his Mew here, which I don't think is correct, just because he does go down to like a no card hand, which I do too as well. But yeah, I got my Mew here. Unfortunately, had to get rid of the Devo and Flutter main, which I think is something that is pretty it wasn't like it was a very thin line, so I didn't like. I wanted to just go for a cool play, but wasn't able to at the time. They got their 1 prize off the... So they just have their single card in the hand after 1 prize. We draw into research here, which is pretty good. We research away a Frillish just because at this point it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so them only having 1 card and pitching the Mew. Like, yes, it is a 2 prize liability they have to put down, but it just made the line so much thinner for me to win. So I think it was incorrect, but at the same time, it's like it made sense why they pitched it. But them going to a 1-card hand without any draw on board is like very bad for them. They literally have to draw into their Noctowl or like an Ultra Ball for an out. Turn before, finally able to get a Gardevoir up. They Burning Charge for like the 3rd turn in a row, just because like they have nothing in their hand. So here we are down 3 prizes, but here I believe we just begin to we attack with Mew here just because we don't play Charms right now. This is just testing for the next format, so I was testing a list without any Charms and only played Screamtail, which is kind of not like weak in this matchup, but definitely 280 can be difficult to hit if I don't have like a lot of Munkidoris established. So here we just copy Carnelian. I believe Mew with Genome Hacking is very strong in this matchup, just because we don't have any Bravery Charms or Drifloon, so we're not able to just blow up their Flareon or any of their Evolutions. Finally able to get a Munkidori set up here as well. We put damage onto our Gardevoir with Embrace, and I decided not to move any of the damage off, and move it off of the Mew, even though I know it was going to get knocked out anyway. I just wanted to make sure I had enough damage to move the next turn for the Terapagos knockout. So yeah, at this point, they used one of their bosses already as well. Crystal hasn't hit the board, so they're still like they're able to have an explosive turn, but they Iono themselves to 3, which isn't the strongest. They go into Leafeon here, which I'm not sure why exactly. Maybe because it's the only option, but maybe he's just setting it up like it was game on board. And then here I was in a predicament myself. If I were to set up another Munkidori and attach to the Gardevoir, or yeah, if I were to embrace 6 damage counters onto the Gardevoir and attach the Munkidori, then the Verdant Storm would be able to hit for knockouts. So what I did here was Night Stretcher for a Psychic instead, and then embrace 2 onto it, which put me at, I believe it was 8, and then Munkidori 3 off of it to put it down to 260, which 260 is barely out of range because I only have 4 energy in place. So he's only hitting for 240 with the first attack or 230 with the Agate, the second attack. So then, yeah, we just had to play very carefully there and then kind of shut him out of the game. We Super Rod our Mew back just because that could be a closer with double Munkidori if he were to swing with the Verdant Storm. Or just swing with the Leafeon in general. I think if he had passed, I'm not sure exactly, and if he had passed and left a 1 power turn the active and waited for a turn just because he did Turo his Noctowl here, he Turoed his Noctowl the second turn, I believe that he could have had game, but we're just going to go in with our Gardevoir and then set up, just make it very awkward for him in the math, and yeah. Knock us Terapagos, and then he's forced to bring up. I think he brings up his his Noctowl as a pivot, but yeah, throws his Noctowl on the bench there, and then doesn't bench it immediately, but he has it for next turn anyway. Goes into the Jewel Seeker as well, and he gets he gets Night Stretcher Boss, which if I don't win next turn, then he's definitely going to win. But I think if he had passed, then I think he just had game, to be honest. The Iono DeFore is pretty nuts. We drew into Dark Energy as well as Mew, which just gives us game. We genome hacking Verdant Storm and then move 60 over, and then yeah, able to come back from that prize deficit, which it is a good matchup in general. Wasn't able to get that much going, but just gotta be patient. Hope Iono sticks, which it does. Them not being able to find their Noctowls and their Umbreon prize was pretty fortunate for me, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more.